In this video, we're going to look at web page linking. Links are created using the anchor element. The anchor element opening and closing tag character is an A. The opening tag contains an href, known as href, attribute whose value is the web address the user will go to when the link is clicked. The text between the opening and closing anchor tags, the link name, should explain where the users will be taken if they click on that link. You want to avoid words like click here or click me, but use more descriptive words like Google search engine. You want your link names to be as descriptive as possible so the user knows what they are clicking. There are three different types of links. The first two, absolute and relative linking, deal with connecting web pages together. The third, known as within page linking, deals with linking to a specific section of a web page. The link shown in the example is known as an absolute link. What that means is it is the absolute path to what page the user will be taken to when they click on the link. When writing an absolute path, you would start with http:// or https:// whichever is assigned to that page, and then the full path to the page. In our example, I wrote https:// which is the absolute path to the Google search engine. Absolute links are the easiest to write and should be used when linking away from your website. The other type of link is known as a relative link. Relative links are based upon the relationship between the page the user is coming from and the page the user is going to. Because it is based upon a relationship, there is no need to include the http:// or https://. Just include the relative path to the destination. Relative links should be used within your website. The reason for this is because many times you would create the website on one server, say server X, and deploy it on another server, say server Y. If you used absolute links, then you'd have to change all the links because the absolute path would be server X and not server Y. Understanding how to write relative links takes some practice. So let's take a look at how it works. The first thing we need to define are the two types of relationships, parent-child and sibling. To do this, we need to define how we graphically represent files and folders. In the example shown, I have identified what a folder and file will be represented as. A sibling relationship is where both files are in the same folder and there are no other folders containing them. In the example shown, files B and C are siblings because folder A is their parent folder. A parent-child relationship is where we have a file within a folder. Since the folder contains the file, it is the parent of that child. The parent is always the immediate container of the child. In the example, folder A is the parent of file B. Also note that a folder can also be a parent of another folder. In the example, the image on the left shows folder A is the parent of file B. On the right, folder C is the parent of folder D, which is the parent of file E. This is just two examples of a parent-child relationship. In the example shown, if we were going to create a link that goes from file B to file C, our relative path would be href = C. Because files C and B are siblings, all we have to do is write the file name C as a value of the href attribute. For this example, in order to relatively link file C to file D, we have to first go into folder B. To do so, our relative path would be href = B/D. We have to go into folder B first, then we can get into file D. What if we have to go from file D to file C? In order to go from file D to file C, we have to get out of folder B. To do that, we enter .. for every containing folder we have. So our relative path would be href = ... C. The ... gets us out of folder B, which puts us in folder A. Since C is inside of A, we can just add C to our relative path. Look at the following example and see if you can write the relative path from file D to file E. I will give you about 30 seconds. The answer is href equals ... c / e. So what we had to do is we first had to get out of the folder we were in, go into folder C, and then find file E within folder C. Look at the following example and see if you can write the relative path to link file F to file D. I will give you about 30 seconds. The answer is href equals ... b/d. You have to get out of folders E and C using ... then go into folder B, then to file D. Within page links are where we link to a specific section of our web page. Within page links are used so users will not have to scroll up and down a website. Let's go into our editor and see an example. If you look at the nav element area, you will see that I have some list items that contain anchor elements. This is the syntactically correct way to create a navigation list. Also notice that I have a hash in front of section 1 through section 4, written as the href attribute value. That hash tells the browser this is a within page link. So the first one, hash section 1, will go to the H2 that has the ID attribute of section 1. The same goes for section 2, section 3, and section 4. The hash top goes to the nav element with the ID of top. If you look at how the web page renders in the browser, you will see my links and the sections. Note, I've used some CSS to help make the demonstration clear. When I click on section 1, it goes to section 1. When I click back to the top, it goes back to the top. You can see it works the same for sections 2 through 4. So to recap on within page links. The within page link path must have a hash in front of the value that corresponds to the ID value assigned to the element in which the user is going to be going to. Relative and within page linking takes a little while to get used to, but once you understand it, it works well.